'Cause is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love that I've been waiting for? Hello, everybody, and welcome to my crazy channel, Divine Healing Tarot, where we just let it all hang out. All right, you guys, I'm going to be getting a little quick read. I'm going to sit here and shoot the shit with you real quick while I finish painting my nails. Or should I do that now? See, I am a Pisces sun, Virgo moon, and Virgo rising in Western Sidereal. So I'm very particular, and this is driving me crazy. Yes, I just have to do it. And then I'm going to get on here and do a reading. But in the meantime, we're going to shoot the shit. You guys want to shoot the shit? Let's shoot the shit, shall we? Yeah. God, I am crazy. You know, I go back and I watch my own readings and I'm like, should I really let that post? And then I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it in a bucket, collective. Because if y'all don't like it, I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. Honestly, I've been through a lot in my life, and this YouTube channel is saving me tons of money on psychiatry bills and therapy. So yeah, I was just divinely guided. Do I got a burrito in my teeth? I think I do. I was just divinely guided. I was just divinely guided to, you know, come to the conclusion of I've been through a lot of shit. Okay. And I'm not going to let that go for free. Okay. It's just like, you know, like when you were younger and stuff and you got into a fight and you got sucker punched or something like that. And you turn to the guy and you say, that wasn't free. And then you whoop their ass. Yeah. That's kind of like, that's kind of like, what I think of whenever I think of my past and all the trials and tribulations that I've been through. Now, I'm not going to go too far back, okay? I'm not going to go back to, like, you know, when the real bad stuff happened. But I'm going to go back to COVID, okay? And I'm going to tell you a little story about my story of COVID. All right, so get your popcorn, get your snacks, because this, oh, and put some extra socks on, because trust me when I say this just might blow your fucking socks off, okay? Yeah, so there I was in Barstow, California, and I just moved into my cousin Sasha's little apartment, okay? Now, my cousin Sasha has been known to do drugs and party and all that stuff, and at the time, thank God, I was not doing drugs. I was really flying the straight and narrow, and I had my son. I was doing really good. Yeah, and so she got a job at Stater Brothers. And Stater Brothers is a really good job. I don't know if you guys know anything about Stater Brothers or anything like that, but it's a really good job. It's a job at a grocery store. It has full benefits and all that stuff. Well, I moved into her house. I gave her 3 months of rent, okay, right off the top. I think it was like $900. And then I went down and I got my son enrolled in school. Now, let me remind you, this is 1 week earlier, okay? 1 week early prior to COVID hitting, okay? So I moved into Sasha's house and, you know, a couple days go by and stuff. And all of a sudden she's like, trying to like start crap with me over a washer that I gave her and a dryer that I gave her from my old house. And I'm like, dude, it's a free washer and dryer. I paid like $1,300 for this set of this washer and dryer. I said, I gave it to you for free. I'm sorry that if it leaked a little bit on your floor, I'll go to the warehouse or the Home Depot and I'll get the stuff to fix it. It's that simple. You don't have to freak out and have like a freaking meltdown on me because the washer and dryer leaked. Okay, just calm down. Well, she decided to go off on me, and I don't put up with disrespect. No. Especially whenever I gave the shit to you for free, you should just be grateful. And then I'm also offering to fix it, okay? So you should be really grateful. I'm saving you a shit ton of money. Well, this bitch decides to fucking get very ungrateful and then tells me, I don't know, she just told me some stupid shit. And the next thing you know, the next day, she's telling me that I have to leave. Well, the next day was also my job interview that she was going to get me at Stater Brothers. And I just got my son enrolled in school and COVID hit. Okay. We got a call from the school that morning saying there is no school due to a coronavirus outbreak. Okay. Not to mention the emergency room hospital in Barstow was right down the street from my house. Yes. So all I could hear is ambulance going off, people like screaming and stuff in the streets. And it was freaking crazy. Okay. I felt like I was like in a third world country and we're going through like, a warfare, chemical warfare or some shit. Anyways, prior to COVID hitting though, let me back up 1 year. Okay. Prior to COVID hitting, I was with, this guy, James, and we had a cabin up in Big Bear, California. And, that's when I James got into drugs real bad and he was drinking. So I was like, I gotta go. We're not good for each other. I'm sorry. And when I separated from him, it was the hardest thing to do. Okay. But I had to do what I had to do because I had my son. And I cracked my intuition, my spiritual gifts and everything just exploded. And so, because I now have to go live off grid with my, at the time, 5-year-old son. Okay. Or he was 6-year-old son. So I told James, you could have the cabin, you could have the vehicles, you could have everything. I don't give a shit about money, nothing. He was also trying to call me a gold digger when I was with him before the money and I was with him after the money, but I was not a gold digger. So I told him, take everything and you could shove it right up your ass and just give me the camping gear. In a nutshell, I said, give me the camping gear. You could have the car. I signed over the houses. I signed over everything. I said, take it all. I don't give a shit. Shove it up your fucking ass. And I'm going on a spiritual journey, a spiritual awakening. So now we fast forward 1 year. I went off grid. My cousin Sasha told me, come live with me. It's okay. You and your son could come live with me and get off grid and blah, blah. Yeah, well, the bitch just wanted my money because she took my money and she turned it around and she went and got herself a brand new fucking apartment in a really nice area. So she needed my money in order to get into this apartment, which she burnt the shit out of me. Her landlord shows up and it is now 8 o'clock at night. We're down the street from a fucking, a hospital. Excuse my French, I'm sorry, but I just gotta talk, okay? We're down the street from a hospital during COVID-19 when it first started, and it was March 16th, if you want to be exact. That is my birthday as well. And 16 is the tower card in the tarot deck. Okay, go figure. Yeah, so we're right down the street from the hospital, and I'm out in the rain because it's now raining at night, by the way. It's freaking pouring rain. It's like 9 o'clock at night. And my son's freaking out because her landlord shows up and says, you got about 2 hours to pack your stuff and get out of this place. Or I'm going to have you physically removed. And I'm like, my son starts crying. And Mama Bear, you do not make my son cry. Okay? Mama Bear had to kick in though. I took my son to the side and I grabbed his face and I said, baby, it's going to be okay. Mommy's here and we're going to be just fine. I said, this is God's way of telling us we need to go on a vacation. And so I still had the tent and everything in the back of the truck. And me and my son went up to the mountains and we stayed the night in the truck at first. But then we pitched a tent. Oh, I just messed up my nail. No, I did. We pitched a tent and we stayed off grid. And it was amazing. You know, you have to make bad situations. You could always find a good, positive, and a negative situation. And if that door is trying to shut, collective, you let that door shut, okay? Because that's God's way of saying, this is not for you. This place to live, this path, this trail, this anything, if anything bad happens, let it happen. Now, in a love situation, you have to, that's a fine line because you don't have to like, and now if there's cheating, okay, if there's lying, cheating, stealing, you know, very bad things that happen in the relationship, just remember one thing: a divine counterpart can never hit you, you know, cannot do that, cannot cheat. Okay, maybe, I mean, there might be like looking or something like that, but no, a divine counterpart cannot cheat on you, cannot hit you, and cannot lie to you. And I know this only because of my own experience. Now, I have been with guys, okay, that have beat the shit out of me. And I mean like, beat the shit out of me. Could I have hit him once? I couldn't even freaking hit him once. The guy that I was with about a year ago, Darren, beat the shit out of me right after we just bought plane tickets and we're coming to Kansas City so then I could see my son. Because remember, I live in California. I had to send my son. Oh, I haven't got there yet. Okay, so let me rewind. Squirrel. Okay, yes. And I have my little, yes, I got to do this, okay? Welcome to Divine Healing Tarot.
Welcome to Divine Healing Tarot.
I love this little thing. We are simply Earth Angels. We are Earth Angels.
We are Earth Angels.
And we take no shit from no one.
We take no shit from no one.
I love this little guy. He's so cute. Okay. All right, that's enough playing. Squirrel. All right, so, all right, here I am in Barstow, okay? Hold on, I gotta put some chapstick on. Okay. We're in Barstow, and COVID just hit. What do? Well, you pack up your truck, and you get all your fucking food that you need. I'm sorry, I'm trying so hard not to cuss. But you pack up your truck, okay? Or your car or whatever. You get some food for you and your son or whoever you're with. And you make sure you have food, water, shelter, and warmth. Okay? Food, water, shelter, and warmth is the only things you need to survive. You don't need 20 pairs of clothes. You don't need all this stuff. Like, you don't need everything in the house but the kitchen sink. In a nutshell, that's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I just ate a burrito. I got stuff in my teeth. Squirrel. So you don't need everything in the house, and you barely need a little bit to survive. The best things to have, though, are, okay, something to cut wood. You need to have a saw or, you know, a knife. You know, I always have, some habits just can't die because of COVID with me. Like, for instance, okay, and this is bad, but I still have my toothbrush and my toothpaste inside of a little to-go carry box thing. Everywhere I go, I have to have a knife. I have my little one. You know, that's my big one. That's the one I used to chop stuff with. But I have my little knife, my buck. I have that inside my car, so I'm ready. I always have that with me. I'm always packed and I'm always ready to go, only because of natural disasters, okay? Look what's going on in this world today. If a tornado was to hit, are you ready? If an earthquake was to happen, are you ready? You just have to be prepared. Now, that doesn't mean, you know, you're manifesting them. No, it's just prepare. And always go with your gut feeling, your intuition. You know that right when I left California to come here to Missouri 2 months ago, did you know that I had a tornado behind me and a tornado in front of me? Okay. And my daughter said that the whole time while I was coming out here, on the way out here, that there was, the tornado sirens went off 4 times in her, she heard them go off 4 times. She said, Mom, I've lived out here for years. I have never heard the tornado sirens go off that many times. And I just had a feeling. I just had this, you always go with your gut feeling. And my gut feeling said, God was telling me, you need to go. You need to be with your kids. Okay? here, I'm giving you some money. I'm giving you transportation. You've been really good because when I didn't have my kids and I was in California and I was away from them, did I drink? Yes, I did. Okay. And I did. I drank a little bit too much, but you know, I've got that under control now. Okay. And I'm not sad or depressed anymore. So, and I know that I'm not supposed to suppress feelings with alcohol because it really does make it worse and it attracts the wrong energy. Okay. So I'm learning, okay? This is all a learning process. And as I learn, I would love to conversate with you guys and basically just, as I learn, I want to teach you. And as you learn, I would love it if you guys, you know, would share with me as well. So please leave your comments down in the description box below. Anyway, so here we are, COVID. Hold on, because I got to smoke. This is THC, okay, by the way. And it helps a lot with back pain, arthritis. I have major arthritis in my, both of my knees. And I just found out from the doctor, okay, that I only have one torn ACL and one torn meniscus. I don't have a torn ACL in both legs. Now, the doctors in California, they were telling me I had torn ACL in both legs. I don't. And I was wondering, like, what the heck's going on? 16 as I said that. Anyways, all right, there's just so much I want to tell you. I just don't know where to start, okay? All right, so, yeah, here I am, and it's COVID. And I told my son, come on, let's get in the truck. We're going to grab the tent, and we're going to go camping. And here it is, COVID-19. There is ambulance running everywhere. There's cops everywhere. There's people busting out windows. Now, this is Barstow, California. Okay. And in the city, they were looting. They were running rampant. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. And so first thing I did is think, Mama Bear, where can I keep my son safe? Mountains. Get to the highest point. So you could also see a 360, 360 view. Okay. You make sure you have food, water, and shelter and enough gas. Gas, especially for your vehicle. Only run your vehicle to whenever it gets cold, okay? Make sure you save your gas for when it gets cold. Yeah, because you don't want to be up there and you don't want to run out of gas. Trust me, it sucks. Anyways, always also make sure that you have a way to protect yourself, like a gun, or a way to hunt or fish. I always had my fishing pole and I always had my gun. I do have a gun license. I did work with the forestry in California, and I've been working with the forestry since I was about 18 years old, like doing volunteer service and trail work and stuff. So I know the trails in the forest pretty good in California. Okay. Also, you want to make sure that you teach your children, if you have your children with you, you want to make sure you teach your children how to start a fire, what to do in case you get lost. And like, what do you do during CPR? Like, if somebody's choking or somebody's bleeding, you know, you got to teach your children all of this, My son was really young whenever I taught him all that. So you know what? That just reminded me, I do have to do some survivor training with my son. I do survivor training with him. I know my son knows how to start a fire. He knows how to cut wood. He knows how to build shelter. He knows how to go fishing. He knows how to tie knots. He knows all that stuff. And it's because of mommy. Yes. Anyways, your survivor techniques do kick out. Okay. And if you're a straight soldier, like I know you are because you're intuitively guided to this message. So I know my collective. I know who you are because I know who I am. And energy attracts energy. Okay. Not just that, but make sure that you have your entire life posted around this guy right here. Okay, I'm not going to show you the name on this Bible. This is my cousin Phyllis's husband. I was going through some really hard times in my life and I needed God. And he let me borrow his Bible. He's still in California too. Thank you, Boda, by the way. Love you, Phyllis. Yeah, but look it. Without God, you have nothing. Okay? Absolutely nothing. What got me through every day, okay, especially when I had to send my son to Missouri to live with my daughter because it's COVID-19. There's no way anybody's getting a job. the sickness got really bad in the city and stuff like that. And there was actual cartel I started have to deal with. It was bad. And so, this is also, and then I got a job, right? I had to send my son to Missouri so then I could get a job. So I got a job. I was working as a diesel mechanic. And I'm going to leave it there because it's 20 minutes. So we started off as the diesel mechanic. Finally, my son got to Missouri, okay? We were very well taken care of. Me and my son had a blast being off grid. He lasted with me about 8 months. And my hat's off to you. I love you, my son. I love you, Aiden. He's a straight little soldier. And he's also a Virgo. He's my baby. I love my babies. Anyways, I'll get back to you guys because it's going to take forever to upload this video. But then chapter 2, diesel mechanic. Right off of COVID. Oh, yes. That just happened. I love you guys. Bye.